extra damage. He definitely doesn't rely on setup, but, you know, a Fire Blast here or there could go a long way.
This is kind of unrelated, but you talked about the best in the West. Who do you think is the best in the East? I know that Chuan plays at a fantastic Mirana, but maybe MMY too. He's played a Mirana time and time again and done well with it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I definitely think that those would be among the top two. I think Chuan's a little bit better, but the times that I was spectated Chuan Mirana was when he really just started picking it up for the first time. So I got to see the most surprising performances for him, where we're like, okay, it'll do something, and then it just like takes the game entirely away. And I think that also comes into play the enemy's expectation. If they didn't expect much from it, and then suddenly the mid dies 3 times to the same hero, I definitely think that's kind of, it sticks in your mind a little bit better. So I think it's debatable, but
this is what I was looking for. This is the pick. This is going to be pretty good. The Abaddon against the Mirana, the Abaddon against a lot of these heroes for the most part. This is a strong hero. The ability of the Photic Shield it should not be lost under Virtus.Pro. This might, and this is a typical Evil Geniuses hero. This is a hero they run often, and it works well. I mean, they don't need another range hero. They have plenty of damage already. Abaddon works well here.
Now you have to consider, are they looking at the 2-1-2? Could they go Weaver Abaddon on the off lane and, you know, run people over with the shield on top of the Weaver, just staying on top of them, dealing out the damage? That's definitely possible, but I think they'd be better off looking at the lanes that I was mentioning before. Weaver safe lane, Puck off lane, Drow mid, and then have the Abaddon as a counter roaming support. And what I mean by that is, even at level 1, buying a TP scroll. TP scroll Abaddon is the best thing you've ever seen when it comes down to shutting down the aggression of the opposition. You shift Q, a shield or a heal out of that TP, and even from Fountain, you're ready to jump in to help out your allies no matter where they're threatened. It's honestly one of the most frustrating things to play against, and then one of the most satisfying things to accomplish as a support hero.
Saving the life of a teammate? No, it's PBD's job, and it's tough, but again, it should be doable, I suppose. And it is, like you mentioned, the Jotun Potom. This is something I've seen a lot personally, and it works really well. G's playing your Lycan. Again, he had a pretty mediocre game for G's standards on that Storm Spirit last game. You don't usually see him that quiet, and he was extraordinarily quiet in that last game. So he's going to have to get something going here on this Lycan. I like their draft a lot more than I liked the last game, but Evil Geniuses with an interesting strategy. And it's actually going to be Universe playing the Weaver, which I thought was sure to be an offlane Puck coming out for him, but it's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the great thing about the Weaver being bottom is that they're going to keep the focus of the Mirana there. Mirana always wants to pick off the Weaver. She's going to be the one that's capable of doing it, but even with Shukuchi, it's going to be difficult. It's going to need a Fire Blast and possibly a Sentry Ward to bring him down. And if they are emphasizing the support attention to shut down Universe, he's not actually going to get the ward off that he wants to. He was looking to block the pull, but he would have been seen, and he just expends his entire mana pool without getting anything here. Might just hand the ward back to Zai so he can do something with it. But I was thinking that the Weaver's kind of an arrow magnet down bottom, where essentially they want to keep their focus down there. You just have the mentality of a support player to shut down the offlaner. But end of the day, Universe is probably going to be the best to survive against all that, and then that might give more free space to the Drow Ranger on the mid. Arteezy already starting off, Wraith Band, 2 branches, the Precision Aura, and he's going to be making it so that everybody's right-clicking just a little bit harder, barring the Abaddon.
Arrow comes in and they catch on Zai. They're going to try to go for this, but the Photic Shield comes in. The Ignite is up now. There's the Liquid Fire as well. Zai's going to take some damage, but PPD is here. The Arcane Bolt's going to fly through. You'll actually take some bit as well. So good on Zai to be there. Or rather PPD. I don't know if they saw him, but the Aphotic Shield came out immediately. Zai was okay to take his positioning. So just a bit of harass exchanged. The aggro trial in bottom, it's real. PPD is not going to sit mid, and Arteezy is going to be going up against Solo against G. So this should be an interesting little lane, but bottom lane is where the action's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. I was already popped up.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, Jotum's already kind of camping out towards the mid lane, looking for an opportunity to get the arrow off. Lycan can follow that up so-so. It's not like he has crazy burst, but some good right clicks here and there, and Arteezy will take some big hits, if not be dropped down by a solid arrow. But Jotun can't waste all his time here. He realizes the strength of this aggressive tri-lane, and he has to make his way back down bottom. So it is going to be Universe supported by PPD directly. This means that they're going to be able to be extremely active, Shikuchiing on targets, even under tower with this shield. And if Zai gets to level 2, they're going to be in a good spot to find a couple of tower dive pickoffs. And in the meantime, this means Arteezy is getting solo experience, which is instrumental for building up marksmanship, and then Puck is doing the same for rotating towards level 6 or when he gets the blink.
And this is going to be an interesting game. This is a game where Universe is going to get a lot of farm. Usually you'd see Zai up there in terms of net worth, but I don't think he's going to get the farm that we're used to or accustomed to seeing from a Zai kind of heroes. So he plays the Skywrath Mage instead. They're going to roam in. They use Hal. Yol and Jotun are coming through. They have arrow. They're going to maybe trying to find somebody. Universe is going to Shikuchi and get a couple of CS in the process. They should have a sentry. Actually, they used both of them to try to counter, and they did counter, I believe, one of the wards. But the other one stays, of course, nearby. Well, actually,
oh no, one's on the top lane, one is on the bottom. So they were playing mind games with the Universe moving in with the Shikuchis, and that's why they handed it over to Zai to do the warding instead, because he could put it in a spot they didn't expect, and now they have 2 wards on the field for the full 7 duration.
Well, there was a sentry here on this big creep camp from Evil Geniuses to block out, but it did get countered. That was the only thing, though. But yeah, no, they do have both Observer Wards, which is really nice. They have that vision to go. Fear in the top lane. He has 13 last hits, and this isn't really an easy matchup. He's going to get sticky napalmed. He's actually doing a lot of harass damage to Sidoi. And Arteezy's sitting at 13 last hits, 11 for G, and he has no mana left, so he can't really spam out those wolves either. So far so good for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, and Arteezy just kills the wolf. He's like, I play Lycan mid all the time, bro. I know exactly what the problem is. And if you kill wolves and you don't have any mana, then you're going to be a sad camper. He's not going to have a bottle for another 30 gold, and that's going to be, slow going for his summon train. But up top, I actually don't think the matchup is that bad. Once you get your magic stick, the fact that you get that bonus 10 damage from Precision Aura makes it so that Puck has this insane base damage advantage over the Batrider, and he's going to be able to get a lot of CS.
Arteezy gets arrowed mid. This could be a problem. Hal's going to go in the right click. Arteezy is dead. It was going so well, but a great arrow from Jotun secures the kill. He was just standing here on the high ground, not moving, and he falls. That was going really well up until that point. But bottom lane, they know that there aren't any heroes here, or at least not one. They're going to dive into BZZ. They have a Photic Shield. Fire Blast goes into Universe. Photic Shield's not there in time. They won't get any single kill. In fact, they don't even really do that much damage between these heroes. It's kind of a dive for nothing.
Yeah, then just not really committing as aggressively as they want to. They use the shield to dispel Ignite on Zai, which works fine, but it doesn't allow Universe to get as YOLO as he'd like to be right now. He's got the ring on, he's got a 0-2-1 build. Like, he's in a position where he can start diving for kills, but they have a little bit too much durability, especially on the Ogre, but it's worth noting the Jakiro. I mean, he's got right now 31 strength as well as a ring of protection. He's going to be able to survive through quite a bit as long as he's not walking around at half HP. G will pick up a nice rune here, though. Regen coming out for him, as well as his bottle shortly thereafter. He's actually going to be able to sustain pretty well against Arteezy here.
Now, Arteezy's not really rushing towards the bottle anytime soon. He's bringing out Tango. He's going to bring out another Wraith Band. He wants those 3 Wraith Bands by the time he hits his level 6. His damage is going to be absurd. And he didn't really lose out much CS, even with that death. Yeah, they gave the first blood away to the Lycan, I believe, but that's really it. And this bottom lane is going to get kind of hectic as well once, I think, some more levels come in. So, Arrow, just splits between them. Shikuchi goes from Universe. He's taking harass. He does have a salve. Dual Breath misses, I believe, onto Universe. He might pop a salve now. We'll see. Yeah, he does. Leap away, coming out. And Jotum's going to head back towards mid. So Universe, or rather Arteezy, has an understanding that he's probably heading back over.
Yeah, it doesn't pop the clarity yet, though, so that would imply he's just going to stack and maybe go back to base. I don't think he should with the clarity still available, but I figure he would have popped it by now if he was looking to stay active. So yeah, here it is, but bottom lane, we already see PPD dispelling the Ignite, going onto Yol, who was silenced up, and now Universe will run through him. So trying to get as many right clicks as possible, but the arrow will fly and hit PPD right on the nose. He's going to be going down alongside perhaps Yol. No, just the Abaddon to fall, and Universe with him. Jotum leaping in for the last auto attack before the Shikuchi Invis disjoints it. The timing was perfect from Virtus.Pro, and EG just getting a little too aggressive. They consider themselves immortal with this Abaddon, but you have to realize that before level 6, Abaddon is actually the most vulnerable hero in that entire tri-lane.
Yeah, he can't Photic Shield himself if he's arrowed up, so A bit of a rough situation for Evil Geniuses. Virtus.Pro taking really some huge kills. I mean, Universe is getting decent
Fear.
farm. He's going to get a kill. Maybe Sadoi. Firefly. Fear does get the kill coming in. The Illusory Orb was used in the Waiting Rift as well. The Aphotic Shield. PBD comes in just to make sure Fear survives. He might have done so even without PBD's help. All the meanwhile, the Ogre kills himself for a quick ride back to the base. He'll be back up in a second. Arrow comes in. Zai avoids it. He saw it coming up with the Observer Ward, so he'll pick up the batting rune for free. And, okay, 2 kills now for Evil Geniuses, although one of those is actually a neutral kill, so 1 kill going for Fear in the top lane. And Fear is having a damn good time. 37-17 in last hits. Treads, and he's almost at a Blink Dagger so early on in this game. That is ridiculous CS. Wow.
Yeah, that is insane. He's going to be able to rotate and help out his allies immensely in the upcoming fights. I mean, he's going to be the active hero compared to Sadoi, who is nowhere near that Blink Dagger. He has Tranquil Boots, which are cheaper than Treads, and he's still not even remotely close to that Blink. So it's going to be a decent amount of time before he's going to be jumping in with those lassos, and Puck's going to get the jump on perhaps the Lycan. That would be a really good kill for G to be brought down, but at least for now, he's got a bottled up Invis. He's farming Ancient safely. There's really no threat immediately.
Arteezy has about 150, 160 damage in his right click now, so this is kind of frightening here. Level 1 marksmanship is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah,
so
that's 34 damage to the entire team, too. That's not just for him, obviously. It's for the 4 ranged heroes, and that's scales pretty well. Zai taking a lot of hits, though.
He's going to get caught out.
Yeah, he's screwed.
He is going to fall. Good shapeshift coming in, and no matter what Arteezy does there, he can't help out his comrade, even with Gust, but... There are 3 heroes in the vicinity. They lose Eye, so the pressure coming from Virtus.Pro early is really nice. But at the same time, you have to be concerned about what EG can do. Arteezy's getting doped behind the tower. Yol comes in the Fire Blast. Arteezy has Gust. He's going to have to pop it, but he misses Yol. He still might survive, though. Of course, Wolves coming in. He right-clicks one down. The other one not going to get the kill. And on the backside, here comes Universe. He gets the Swarm off. They get Jottam. They're looking for G as well. No shapeshift available. He's going to find the regen rune. Are you kidding? It doesn't matter, though. Shikuchi goes in, cancels the regen. The Ancient Seal, the right-click coming in. The Precision Aura, the marksmanship. Universe gets the kill. A double kill for Sahil.
And up top, there's going to be a Dream Coil here. Sadoi will immediately break it. His best bet to get out. And in fact, with the retaliatory TP, Fear will say, that's enough. I'm not going any deeper. And yeah, it was just a waste of the ultimate here. The Sadoi is kind of walking around with low HP. And it will be G coming back to life with the regen rune bottled. So he will be able to use it in the near future. But obviously with the Swarm on him, you just can't use that without it being immediately taken off. Now, Skywrath finding out Sadoi doesn't have enough damage by himself, though. And he's just going to be having to head all the way back home to regen his mana.
Zai has no mana pool really at this point. 500 without... He's got a single GG branch that gives him 1 of each attribute. That's not really going to provide the mana pool you're looking for. He doesn't even have level 6 at this point. Not that a key would be able to use it, I don't think, effectively. So, Fear picks up his Blink Dagger now. He actually blinked away as he picked it up from those wolves. Those are treads now done for Arteezy. With agility treads, he's just getting tankier, or rather, excuse me, he's dishing out more damage, I should say. 49 last hits, 59 for Fear. Yeah, they're doing well. I think Evil Geniuses struggled early on. They lost a couple of kills. Blink, Waning Rift, Silence is going to go through. Maybe Dream Coil. Fear decides he actually has it on cooldown. Now the Shapeshift's going to go in, and Fear is actually in trouble. Phase Shift might come in. Arrow's going to go, and Fear gets caught out. That's too aggressive. I'm not sure if he didn't know that. He had a ward here, so he must have known both of those heroes were there. Kind of strange.
Thought he could manage it. Thought he could maybe dodge out with the orb and such and be able to handle it. But the crit lord comes through. G is just running people down with these wolves, doing a lot of physical damage. And I gotta say, Yol and Jottam's rotations have been insane. Now down bottom, BZZ will be forced to TP out. No canceling that one. If you'll note, actually there are no stuns other than Dream Coil in this entire team lineup. Ooh. And that means that Yol is gonna get away too with that tanky ogre TPing away.
Jottam just gets blown up by Arteezy. That took 3 arrows. The Frost Arrow slowing him up with the Gust as well, and that is all that it really needs for Arteezy to get this kill quickly. And that was pretty superb. Arteezy having a pretty solid time, all things considered. And they missed out on 2 kills bottom, but at least they forced the TP rotations and give some more room to Universe to farm up. He's got 51 CS. He's getting going for Lincoln Sphere, and in a game against the Bat Rider, that is more than useful, I'd say. So, and also against the Ogre as well. So.
Pretty clear dive going out onto BZZ here. They get the blink silence to start it off, and yeah, BZZ will be going down after they dive further. They do have to commit more just to finish him off, and in the meantime, he's got a macro fire to throw down. This is going to cost them a lot. They will finally kill him, but they're losing so much life. PPD dropping Fear extremely low. It's a double kill for BZZ when they're the aggressors. Diving deep. In the meantime, Arteezy in the top lane will go down, just being taken down by the Batrider lasso.
Weird turn of events coming in. Universe is going to pump out some damage onto Yol. He has time lapse, but he has no mana for it. And like you talked about, they actually missed the Dream Coil going in onto BZZ. Had they hit that, they probably get the kill and don't get the macro power used on them, but that was not the case. TP up into the top lane. They're looking for G. Mystic Flare misses. Zai not on point there. PPD's going to come in and Aphotic shield him, but there is no chasing potential. Sidoi is thinking about turning back around. He's still got his Firefly going, and he's just out of there.
Did Fear just TP top with only 200 HP?
He might have, probably.
I'm not. They seem to be a little bit. I mean, compared to the first game here, they just don't seem to be as at ease. They don't feel like they're in control. We see down bottom, there's going to be Universe on the run away from that Sentry Ward. He'll be fine, but it's just like right now, it feels like Virtus.Pro have thrown them off their game. They're roaming from the Mirana to pressure Arteezy, the diving pass with the Ogre, with that aggressive Observer Ward they placed a lot earlier. Like, that threw Arteezy off his game, and now he's died a total of twice, but had been disrupted from his farm at least 4 times now. In the meantime, that their aggressive movements haven't been making enough happen to really make up for it.
I mean, we're talking about a very early Blink Dagger coming from Fear that is really netted them very few kills in what you expect to happen. And they're going to last with Universe as well. Concussive Shot's going to go. The Macro Fire Universe is dead. They get Mystic Flare off, does really nothing. And Universe falls immediately, so good kill again coming out from Virtus.Pro, and they're the ones dictating the play now. Evil Geniuses, despite having the Blink Dagger coming up from Fury, despite having, obviously, really good farm for Arteezy, decent farm for Universe, they're just not up to snuff. And Virtus.Pro are playing a really solid game. G is getting farm. His Midas is now done. He's got Vlads as well. So G is having a heck of a game. And he's going to take this Tier 1 tower probably as well. They should have a glyph. They do. They might pop it here just because it's going to get refreshed regardless. Down bottom, TP in. And they're putting pressure with Liquid Fire on the Tier 2. So they're pushing across the map, but they're taking towers.
Yeah. This lineup actually has an incredible amount of push when it actually gets the opportunity to do so. The Wolves, the Liquid Fire, but now it's going to be G. Hit up. He will get silenced initially, and then followed up with a nice Ancient Seal. Moonlight Shadow not going to be able to get him away here. Just keeping him silent so that it didn't take effect until he was already dead.
Fade Delay ended up hurting him there. 2.5 seconds of him still being visible was not good, and they just killed him, and I don't think they had any detection. In fact, they didn't.
Well,
there was
the
no
silence
way.
will prevent revealed units from becoming invisible. So essentially, if they're still silenced as they chained the Gust into Ancient Seal, he wouldn't actually fade into the Moonlight. So
then it's a moot point, anyways. So he goes down regardless, and that is just another kill for Evil Geniuses, one that helps them get back in the game. Meanwhile, you look at Sidoi, who, by the way, is having a heck of a game in comparison to his first game. He was looking to try to find PPD, couldn't really grab him. PPD is going to get this double damage rune. Also, Sidoi is out of mana completely. There's no way he can even lasso. He's going to get Dream Coiled. In fact, he's in some trouble. Mistcoil is going to go the Illusory Orb. They get the kill. Jaunt, Fear avoids the arrow narrowly. That was coming in fast and quick, and Jotum was looking for the kill. He couldn't find it, though. Big pick up there, and 2 more kills going quickly to Evil Geniuses. Meanwhile, Shapeshift, or the Howl rather, go. No, it is the Shapeshift in the top lane for G. And he's going to take down another Tier 1 tower, but bottom lane's getting pushed in. BZZ's going to get caught out. The Ancient Seal. Good Yule Scepter coming in. Arteezy wants this kill. He gets one Frost Arrow. It might be enough. BZZ's going to get chased around the corner. Ice Path. Arteezy doesn't avoid it, but here comes Universe. They want this. BZZ, another Frost Arrow, long range. I don't know how far that was, but he gets the kill regardless. That's a big kill.
Most definitely. And they also do pick off the Mirana. That was just a nice movement from the Puck. Fear was able to run him down with good auto attacks. And yeah, from this point forward, he'll be able to build up his Yule Scepter pretty quickly. Now, there are a lot of people that look at Yules before max out phase and say you don't really get as much value out of it because you don't get to go for a Yules phase Yules combo, or actually I think it's the other way around, phase Yules phase. But in this case here, it's going to be so valuable in allowing them to actually disrupt the Batrider initiation. As soon as you blink lassos, you can Yule him up in the air. And And then also, obviously, if they are able to get something like an arrow right next to you, you have to be able to react with more than one ability. So I think the Yule's timing right now is a lot better than when, a lot of the pros recently have been going hand of Midas, and it's going to be instrumental for them coming back, because so far the PPD shields just haven't been impactful enough for them to feel like they have a handle on this, even with the kill advantage.
Yeah, it's a very, very close game, all things considered, and I'm sure the graph will tell that. Yeah, Virtus.Pro only has a 500 net worth lead. That's nothing. Experience-wise, EG has a 3,000 lead. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Universe is still trying to get towards that Lincoln Sphere, and as an off-lane Weaver, he's not too far off. It's not a bad timing. Again, though, it was a tri-lane, an aggressive tri-lane at that, but he has been ganked. The Sentry Ward, there's the Yule Scepter. Ice Path is going to go. Universe is going to get arrowed. Aphotic Shield is going to go, though, and he's going to stay alive because of it. PPD comes in, and he saves his life. Top lane, they will force a TP rotation. And now the Dream Coil going on to G. Concussive shot as well. They're right-clicking him down in the Illusion Orb. Look at these TPs coming in, though, and EG are going to just blink and run the hell out of there. They cancel one down bottom, and the other two will go. They're looking for Zai. Flame Break misses. They have no Yule Scepter. At least it's out of range currently. Zai is getting chased down. It looks like he should go down here, though. But on the backside, coming in, that is going to be Fear. Zai's going to Ancient Seal up Sidoi. Fear is going to decide not to chase, and he's going to back away instead and blink out. Sidoi seems to know that he's over here, though, and they're going to look for this kill. Oh, okay. I thought Fear might try to go for that courier. Decided against it. Moonlight Shadow's going to go. Everyone's kind of sitting around
they
Roche.
see this.
They know that this is happening. Can they get there in time?
They have 2 spells from Ogre. They have nothing from Jodam. He doesn't even have a magic stick to have a hope of getting the arrow off anytime soon.
Sentry Ward goes down to the ground. Fire Blast on a PPD. And they take the Aegis, and that's it. Aphotic Shield goes in. Sidoi is like, I don't want to fight that. Phase Shift goes. BZZ was trying to chase down Fear. Fear is okay.
They just leave PPD. Pick up your buddy's Wristband. Like, that's just wasted gold sitting there. I guess he doesn't want to sell it. Just to worry about the Aegis and the Aegis alone.
I mean, yeah. See, in any other game, I'd be like, a Wraithband, but when you're a Drow Ranger, I feel like that's a bit of a waste. You might want to have that for later. He picks up an S&Y too as well. It's a good item.
Extremely. Yeah, a lot of people will be like, oh, why not Manta Style? Well, it's because you're not able to do anything but dodge an arrow with Manta Style. Like, if you have an arrow in your face and you're not stunned, which you relatively will be with Lasso and the Fire Blast, but then you can use the Manta to get kind of bodyguard illusions. Other than that, you're not going to break out of anything, and in fact, you're just going to be worse off because you put a lot of gold into an item that stat efficient-wise, it's not sufficient for Drow, and the illusions do no damage because they don't benefit from his ultimate at all. So they're actually like worse than Nature's Prophet illusions. But yeah, we'll see the Sanji actually give him a lot of movement speed. He can close the distance, look for a silence, and Frost Arrow combo on Jodam, but he still will be 4 staff away.
Big coil onto Fear. Wave Rift goes as well. Sidoi getting low, and Universe right clicks him down. What about Yul? He gets out. PPD, his ultimate goes. He's going to miss coil as well. And G's going to jump in on the backside. Arteezy gets the double kill. Big silence onto G. And he's going to try to take him down again. He has the Aegis steal, by the way. G runs himself out of there, realizing this is not his fight to take it. 3 die in total in this bottom lane. Turns into a disastrous fight, and what was a really rough early game, at least it felt like it for Evil Geniuses, and is now becoming a pretty solid mid game as Virtus.Pro are starting to crumble.
Yeah. The only thing that I don't like about the EG itemization right now is the lack of Urn of Shadows. So either the Abaddon or the Skywrath could really benefit from that, and obviously every kill they get needs to turn into push. But Zai in the mid lane is going to get multicast, wolfed down, Ogre Magi taking the last hit on that one, and yeah, we're just going to see that second tier 1 of the game go the way of Evil Geniuses. G back to the farming game. He's got Midas, he's farming Ancients, and he's building up that Necronomicon to start pushing towers. So he's going to start getting insanely farmed and extremely high damage output very shortly, and EG need an answer more than just a Lincoln's Weaver.
This is, there's some time on the clock here. Universe is going to get dusted. Force actually missed. He could have lasted had he forced on the right line, but he forced downwards rather than forwards, so Universe stays alive. He's good to go. He could have time-lapsed that dust if he wanted to, but he would have time-lapsed back into his Sentry Ward, so probably a better thing that he didn't. And honestly, at this point, Zai is actually having some trouble this game. This is kind of unusual for him, but he's had a couple of deaths. He's sitting on 2 nullies. He finally picks up treads. They're going to head mid. Do they smoke off the back end of this? They have one. Looks like they're not going to. They're going to push out mid real quick. And For Virtus.Pro, G I think is going to be the deciding factor here, and he doesn't exactly have a fast Necro. He had them at his first, so that's one of the reasons why, but Necro 3 could be huge for them here if they can start fighting and not get initiated on. If they're the ones that dictate play, maybe they can get something going in their direction.
So now, big hard pressure down mid. They have all 5 heroes committed to this, so they really want to get this tower quite clearly. Artee's in the front line. It's only going to take a handful of auto attacks from him. The marksmanship just boosting his damage up insanely high. And yeah, he's going to be able to take this down. Wow. The Dire actually getting the last hit of all. With all this amplification, I mean, the Precision Aura is giving 61 damage to everyone, but it's the Uber creeps to take it away.
This is it's quite a bit of damage. Like, look how fast they shoot through these towers alone. Like, this is no armor reduction.
He's gonna get bottom though. That's pretty nice.
He's gonna put pressure. The glyph's gonna go out, but yeah, he will get it with liquid fire. And again, he won't get the tower. Will be the Raiden getting that one. But Evil Geniuses, they still have the Aegis, but not for too much longer. They're gonna have to TP and deal with BZZ. Yule Scepter is gonna go. BZZ might die here. Waning Rift flies in. Universe is gonna pop the swarm up. He'll try to TP out. No, it's not gonna happen. I think he should have taken it tier 2 and backed away. I don't know why he stayed there. It was kind of interesting, but...
Well, it's to force TPs, but this guy just didn't get his blink off in time. Like, if he can force TPs and blink away and be perfectly fine, that's great, but you have to remember this puck's pretty quick on his feet. He has blink, he has Yules, and he's going to be able to catch you out, so just a misplay. But so going in and Viz, I think they saw this. Do they have? Yes, the Sentry Ward is down, but they need Fear to get the Yules or the Dream Coil. That'll work too.
Dream Coil is fine too. The Dust is going to go. He does break it. The Gust goes in on the high ground. He is going to blink away. Boy. He makes it out somehow. That was a close situation. Arrow comes in and actually almost hits Arteezy, but it fades away. Here comes G looking for our
double damage.
He has the Aegis for still a period of time. Great Yules from nice Fear, and that was great coming out. Now we have the Necro coming in still, and Fear takes the backlash. His eye's gonna fall first. Fear might be able to jaunt or blink away. No, he's done. Multicast and Virtus.Pro. They take this fight. Arrow sails and misses completely. Universe is nowhere near, by the way. He's split pushing bottom, but a great fight, and Virtus.Pro will take this tier 2 tower on the back end of it.
Yeah, and that was without a lasso initiation. Like, Sidoi was just kind of hanging out there. He obviously did fall back after the gank went against him. And, yeah, I was surprised to see that they didn't use the Yules to purge the Invis rune off of Sidoi so that they could have followed through him without worrying about all the dust and Force Staff and all that. But, yeah, in the end, they used the Yules to purge the double damage Lycan, which is great. But, in general, they're still getting run down. This G is still too big for them to deal with directly. And they have to be essentially 3v1ing the Lycan if they're going to be able to kill him off without losing 1 or 2 lives each.
This is, it's certainly not out of the woods yet for Virtus.Pro. He's actually at top in terms of the net worth right now. Down bottom, Universe is getting a time lapse away as he was chasing after Sidoi or vice versa. Universe will pick up a bounty rune as well. Jeb now picked up, coming out for the Mirana, and this is pretty good against Universe. This is going to provide the vision they need to bring him down. They won't have to worry about dust. They won't have to worry about sentry wards.
But that butterfly is almost for Arteezy. I think that's a tipping point. Like, if they can get Arteezy in the right position, keep him alive, keep him right-clicking, and keep him with his marksmanship active, he's going to have so much damage with this butterfly. And
look at it now. He's at 300. That's disgusting.
PBG is just babysitting him because he knows that the only way that Arteezy goes down without a good fight is if there's a lasso pickoff, which, of course, the shield can't dispel.
This is really... this is going to get sketchy. As good as Lycan is in terms of split pushing and taking things to the late game, Arteezy is going to obliterate some heroes, especially when he gets this butterfly. So he'll have it soon.
I think old Lycan would still have the late game advantage here, but new Lycan without the 1.5 base attack time, he just doesn't hit as hard with the Bloodlust and all those other factors there. So it's going to be on Sidoi to find those pickoffs and them going in to break the base 5v4. It looks like a pickoff will be found, though. PPD in a bad spot.
They're going to smoke up. Lasso's going to go. PPD does have borrowed time available, but even with that, I don't know how long he survives here. Ice Path is going to go. They'd have to rotate every hero over for EG, and yeah, they're just going to sacrifice PPD at this point. Good kill for BZZ, and that might provide them the go to the tier 2 tower, although split pushing is occurring bottom.
And it will continue. I mean, he's got the butterfly up. He can activate the precision aura to give the range and siege creeps the aura there, and it'll just kind of push out on all lanes. Be very frustrating. So I think VP just go here and force them to rotate back.
That's a Desolator now for Weaver. That is frightening.
Big pickup.
Oh, God. Armor reduction plus all of the damage coming out. It's gross.
Yeah, it's still on Fear to get an amazing Dream Coil, though. They need some control on top of that damage.
He's on the backside. He's ready to go, man. Ancient Shield goes on a G. They're going to back up. Got to try to fight, maybe. Maybe not. Tier 3 tower does go down. Wow.
Yep, Universe does kill off the melee Necro, has the time-lapse of damage, but gets a nice chunk of golden experience. In the meantime, though, of course, Tier 3 is what they get out of it, and they get to walk away with that, which is amazing for a Lycan. He's going to be able to hammer home on those racks in 6 seconds flat with his full arsenal there. And it's going to be on EG to prevent him from even getting close to it. They have to kind of fight a little bit outside their base now, get the Dream Coil onto more than just 1 or 2 heroes, and they really need to follow it through with some great damage from both Universe and Arteezy. But as you mentioned, they've got the tools to do it now, and it looks like Arteezy is going to be going for a BKB next.
The scary thing is that G is building towards a BKB, and if he gets that item, that Dream Coil is not going to do much there, and they have to find other ways to kill the Lycanthrope, as he could just tear through the Raxes and just leave at any point in time with Shapeshift with the BKB. So, as much right-click as EG have, we saw what could happen if they lose one hero, and that was PPD. They couldn't defend the Tier 3 tower. It fell to all of the summons, and that's just the nature of a Lycan and this team that they have, especially the Lycan, the Jakiro. There's some extra right-click coming in from the Mirana as well, although it's not much. So at this point in time, Evil Geniuses, they're waiting. They're kind of scouting Roche out.
Oh, Sidoi actually solo killed by Zai. Very nice pick off there. The 4-staff, he waited for it, and as soon as that came out, then he dropped the Mystic Flare. So, fighting lives level 11, putting it to use, and moving on up in the world. But yeah, I definitely agree about the BKB and the like, and it's going to be something that they just don't really have anything that they can do against other than just try to right-click him down.
Fear, Dream Coiled, and now the Moonlight Shadow. BZZ is going to escape. Yeah, Dream Coil did not connect as he actually forced away, and Fear was half second too late on the Dream Coil, I believe.
Yeah, I think he saw him for a split second there as the Moonlight Shadow out of the TP, but shot him?
Courier? No.
But yeah, I think that he was going to be able to Yules him if he had had instant inhuman reflexes, but he must have faded out invis just in that moment, and the pathing of Dota 2 is when you have something blocking you back
Look
off.
at the damage. He should get out, but the Shikuchi, the Gemini attack.
It hurts.
Oh, this last one, it's not going to kill him. Oh, it did kill him! Oh my god!
I don't think they fixed the bug. I don't know if it is considered working as intended or not, but essentially, if there's enough distance between a target, Gemini procs itself. They changed it so that it procs crit and MKB and stuff like that, Maelstrom as well. But there's actually a situation where if there's 3 seconds between an auto attack being sent out and landing on somebody, it'll actually trigger itself and infinitely just keep on sending projectiles across the map. It's a little weird, and it's not really that big of a deal because obviously if you're running home, it's going to take you several 10-15 seconds at a time between these auto attacks, so you should be fine. But in this case, Lycan running away, he takes a couple of extra hits there, and yeah, he goes down.
He dies, and if that is a bug, that's certainly not something G's happy about, because they just gave away Roche because of that. I don't know if they probably could have fought that had G been up, but they took it so damn quick that it's not even an issue. Arteezy now has his Ogre Club. He's got the Aegis. There's a Lincoln Sphere picked up for Fear. At some point, I would like to see Fear go for an Aghanim Scepter. Maybe even instead of a Hex at this point, just to deal. I guess a Hex is fine as well, either way. Hex into Ags is probably your best bet, I suppose, but Evil Geniuses now with an Aegis pickup, and as long as they don't get picked off, they could just farm up for a while and at some point go for a push here, either on a tier 2 tower or for down mid and taking a tier 3.
Yeah. I want to go back to something you were talking about a couple minutes ago, and it's about controlling the Lycan here. He does have this BKB now complete, and they really do not have any options as far as controlling the Lycan directly. Fear going to take some damage here. I think he'll be able to survive if he just hammers that Yules, but no! It's the multicast keeping him locked in after the Ice Path, and he can't cast a single spell.
That's the old coming in with the Aghanim Scepter, the Unrefined, and the Fire Blast itself. The double stun making sure he can't move, so...
But as far as the Puck's item progression here in controlling the Lycan, he does have the option of going for Aghanims. I think that will be his next item pickup. But Lycan actually just popping off the ultimate here and going right onto Arteezy. He will go for the Gust TP, and I think he's okay. Yeah, no, the Yules from BZZ.
Wow, what a Yules from BZZ. Arteezy's Aegis is now done, and he's got no reinforcements. He's going to die twice, I think. Air's going to come in. It does miss. Arteezy still doesn't matter. Fire Blast goes in. Look how fast he falls when he gets ganged up on.
He can't be
two
solo.
heroes dead.
He cannot be so. The reason that this team is built is to keep him alive through a Photic Shield put on him from PPD, as well as the Lincoln Sphere from the Puck. They want to give Arteezy everything he needs to survive. Essentially, in this case, since he has the BKB complete, they
Why
can put...
did he buy it, though? He has no buyback now. They're going to get a set of racks on the back end of this, I think.
It's very possible. Buyback, yeah, if he didn't have the recipe already, the buyback is 1,000, so he would have had it. And, I don't know,
This is a tough defense. Lycan Wolves are going to go down. The Firefly up. If they can get a lasso into Universe especially, G is going to get concussive shotted, and there's the Winning Rift. They're going to try their damnedest to be able to defend this. The range racks is taking the most harass. They might just take this range racks and then back away. And that would be, I think, a victory for Evil Geniuses, because they should lose a lot more off the back end of this. The Liquid Fire is going to go. It's already ticking down the melee racks. That will regen up, but they really need to mount a defense here sooner rather than later. The Lycan Wolves going. They pop the Necro 3 for Arteezy. The Universe gets arrowed, but they're going to win with big 5-man Dream Coil. Mystic Flare goes in. G is getting right-click down. They will get the kill, it looks like. No, he stays alive. No, he does get the kill with the last right-click. Yule getting chased down. Now they pop up the Yule Scepter. Yule is about to fall. They've got the dust on everybody. They're looking for Sidori. 4-man wipe so far. Looks like it's going to be a 5-man as well. Fear with the huge plays. Jotum just needs to get one right click on him, and boom, he's done. Universe is dominating. What a beautiful play from Fear. The Dream Coil, absolutely gorgeous.
That is insane. I mean, it wasn't just the full 5-man Dream Coil. It was a 4-man Silence on top of that. The only one able to act there was Lycan Pop in the BKB, and he just can't do enough by himself. They were able to run them down, kill off everyone, and it's just insane. They get the gem, they get all the kills, and they don't have to buy back on Arteezy. He finishes the BKB and walks out with 1,300 gold to just destroy this tower. What looked like it could have been a very tipsy situation for VP. As you mentioned it, they went for the range Rex. That was clean and easy, but they chose to stick around, and Fear heavily punishes them.
Yeah, Fear is just like, you guys are going to be greedy. Well, we're just going to take 2 sets of racks. Well, maybe only a set of racks. We'll see what EG choose to do here. They could still maybe lose a couple of heroes. Universe does get arrowed coming in. The Aphotic Shield, the lasso going under Arteezy. He's in trouble. He does have the BKB. He's going to pop it now. They're going to focus down the racks. G comes in for the backside time lapse. Universe getting chased. Arteezy trying to TP away. He'll make it out with the BKB. A set of racks and the melee racks mid. Yule Scepter going to go onto Zai. Ghost Scepter. They're going to try to take down PPD. He gets Fire Blast with the Unrefined used by Yule. 2 Fire Blasts means that he can get a stun off. They pick up the kill onto BZZ, though, with PPD. He's going to try to back away. 2,000 gold in the bank. Might buy something here. Might just cypher buyback more than likely. He'll fall, but the damage has been done. The greedy play from Virtus.Pro to go for that melee racks. And in turn, they lose the racks bottom. They lose the melee racks mid. What a disaster for Virtus.Pro. And what a play coming out from Evil Geniuses. And more importantly, Fear.
Yeah. And soon he's going to be able to do so much work with his Dream Coils. If he gets the Aghanim Scepter next, which I believe he will, then he's going to be able to bring the utility that he wanted defensively with the Lincoln Sphere, putting it on either the Weaver or the Drow to prevent lassos whenever they use their BKB. And then, of course, the Aghanim Scepter against the Lycan. But look at mid.
Universe.
This is absurd.
The cheeky play. He did get arrowed. That's not a full duration, I don't think, but it's enough to annoy him. And he actually just wants more. He wants the wells, the moon wells, the huts, whatever you want to call them. He'll take a couple and then leave. Mission accomplished. 2 sets of racks down. Wow. That escalated quickly is all I can say about this game. Arteezy dying ended up being sort of helpful to a certain extent.
Yeah, I guess it did bait them into a false sense of what they can accomplish in that time period, and whereas I think they had a really good chance of taking the game 5 or 6 minutes in the future, they kind of jumped the gun on everything, and it did not work out in their favor. Arteezy BK being out. Surprised he actually doesn't turn on it. Yeah, now into BZZ. He's going to force staff out. Arteezy needs to TP soon. He's got 3-second channel time, but PPD's
coming,
behind
man. No,
him.
his team is here. Jotum is going to get blown up. Here comes Zai reinforcements. The artillery onto Yule. They blow up 2. They blow up 3. BZZ is going to try to TP out. He will not make it. The Dream Coil coming in from Fear yet again. Arteezy is like, I'm going to man up. My team's coming.
This time I'm not cut out solo. This time I've got a team behind me.
Yeah.
I yelled it enough in all caps that they have finally come. And
Team. They finally make it there. BZZ silenced again. He just bought back, by the way. They're just going to work on the tier 3 instead. Maker Creep's about to come for Evil Geniuses. And a 2-0 sweep against Virtus.Pro more than likely at this point in time. And it'll put them up in top of the standings here in Group A. Last, they're going to go to Arteezy. BKB not there. Link Sphere and the Aphotic Shield. Beautiful. They force him back out. Universe is going to go to work now up on the high ground here. They're looking for another hero. Can't find it. G, Moonlight Shadow. He has the Necro 3. Zai pops the Ghost Scepter. Beautifully done there as well. They lose 0 heroes. For that. Maybe they will lose Fear. He's going to get Yule Sceptered up. The Ice Path goes in. He's getting right-click phase shift. Blinks up in 1 second. Can he make it out? I think he will. Yeah, he's just going to blink forward. BZZ, actually, he blinked backwards. Where is he? Fear is shooting at Jodim. He's in the well, and he dies. Jodim gets the kill. Regardless, the Rax is all gone. Evil Genius is just a couple minutes away here from game number 2 being theirs.
It just goes to show, against the Drow lineup, you muck up a couple fights and suddenly your base is entirely gone. Then Drow with Scotty online. Scotty, Sanjin Yasha, Butterfly BKB. This Drow is as farmed as can be, and I mean, at this point she could stop using the Frost Arrow, start using a Satanic, and it would just be as effective as it's ever been. This hero is absolutely insanely farmed.
Look at the damage total, 258 plus 154. That's disgusting, actually. It's just gross. So, all you really need to do is exactly what they're doing. Universe and Zion, the top lane, they'll take down some huts. There's no one really defending with the exception of BZZ, who will die in
He's giving precision order to the range creeps as if they need more damage.
Yeah, this is...
Let's check out these new creeps, by the way. We never get to see these things, but
oh, wow.
Val did add them for the mega creeps.
These are nice. I actually have yet to see them, but... Mid lane, there is some action happening as G's coming in. This could be trouble. Arteezy doesn't have buyback, by the way. There's going to be a Dream Coil up on a G. He's trying to stay safe. Does Arteezy, does Fear actually have the Axe?
He's big. He's bloodlusted, but they just have to buy time.
PPD. They're getting kited here. G is going to try to go to work on Arteezy. G is taking a lot of damage. Not enough to kill him yet. The Illusory Orb is going to come through. G is getting right-click down. Multicast Arteezy's low Aphotic Shield. Missed. PP keeps him alive. Yule is going to get worked on here as well. They will kill Arteezy, but the GG finally called because guess what? Universe is at their door with Zai. The well under siege. It is done. Evil Geniuses take the series 2-0, and that will put them atop of Dota Pit League Season 2 Group A.
Man, MVP Fear here. I wasn't sure about his earlier rotations when he first picked up that Blink Dagger. It just didn't seem to be what they were looking for with the puck, but really showing what he's made of towards the tail end of this game. A couple of amazing Dream Coils, some amazing waning rifts, and he really put the team on his shoulders.